Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here, my gods. Talk to me. What do we got for these Saggies in their season, might I add? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Saggies, please. What is happening? What's going on? And while we get this first card out, I just want to wish you all a very happy birthday from me to you, whether it's already happened, whether it's still coming up. It's your birthday season, and I really hope you enjoy it, my friends. Let's get it going here. What is the vibe? Let's get this card out for the Saggies, please. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Beautiful. So what you're attaching your energy to could be very important. That could come in a lot of different ways. Notice we have these two individuals. It kind of seems like they're at a distance from each other, but I feel like this card, out of all the ones in this deck, has a lot more depth than most. Okay, because I feel like I could do a whole reading just on this card alone. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So, depicted here, we see this male individual here. We have the female. It looks like she's coming out of the mirror. Now, it's not a horror movie. It's nothing scary or creepy. I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it. But to me, it does imply that these could be two people that are at a distance. For some Saggies, if we're looking at this with a broad spectrum, it could represent any situation involving distance. It could represent travel and stuff like that. But a big thing to me with this card is who and what we attach our energy to, who and what we give our energy to. I personally believe that when it comes to interpersonal relationships and anything really, we do form some sort of energetic cord, even though it's not always seen. So whether it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, someone that we get close to, there is always an energetic exchange that's going on. And that's what this card represents. So is there a situation where you're giving a little too much energy? Is there a situation where you're not giving enough? Is there a situation where someone's draining your energy? I guess it all really depends. So I feel like whenever this card shows up, it is Spirit saying like, hey, be cognizant of that. Double check who and what you're giving your energy to in this time. Are you putting it in worthwhile causes? Okay. And for some of you, this could just simply represent a soul tie. Okay, we're just boil it down to bare bones. Okay, so we're just going to leave it at that. Put it over there for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get your 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Saggy Gang. What's going on for my good friends, guides? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Karmic Change. There was a lot of karmic energy building up, where for a lot of Saggies, you could be going through some big metamorphosis. There could be a lot of big things happening in life, or just a period of intense transformation and change going on. Now, I always say that in life, it's perpetual change, right? We're always evolving in one way or another, but certain times it speeds up. Certain times there's a little more oomph to it, and that's what I was picking up last week. So let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the Saggies, please. What's happening for my friends in their season? Okay, hierophant. All right, that's different than what I saw last week, that's for sure, because the hierophant is an energy that is extremely averse to change. Now, it can be very good. It's grounded. We're going to want to look at that further. Let's get a couple more out here. What do we got for Saggy? Grounded again. Okay, this is definitely going to come down to what clarifies these cards, because they feel rock solid. I don't know why I'm picking up this type of vibe initially, but hey, we're going to go with it. Let's get one more. Let's see what we have. What do we got? 3 Pentacles. Very, very earthy. Now, this could be a few different things. when we have all this abundance of earthy energy, and we're going to talk about it momentarily. But yeah, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you heard me commenting on it as the cards were popping out. I usually like a more mixed element vibe in the main part of the spread, but we got all earth going on here. We got the Hierophant, extremely earthy. Nine of Pentacles, very, very earthy. Three of Pentacles, even more earthy. So with a lot of earth energy, could be a few different topics. For some of you, money, finances, career, that could be a very big thing. For those of you going through connections, relationships, these could either be long-term ones, where it's something you've been going through for a long time, or something that has long-term possibilities, because earth energy doesn't move too fast. Okay? In its positive sense, it's reliable, it's predictable. In its challenge, it could be stubborn, it could be an energy that like clings and hangs on a little bit. So let's just go through piece by piece and really start to build it out, because I'm not sure if this is a problem yet or if this is a positive. It could be either or. But position number one, we're starting off with the Hierophant. And it's so funny to me that last week I was seeing this intense change and transformation. Now all this energy is like, boom, just earthy, planted down. The Hierophant is the most planted card in the whole entire deck, the complete opposite of the Tower, which can be good. You know, I do know Sagittarius is a mutable sign. That means you're a changeable sign. That means you're good at rolling with the punches, going with the flow if necessary. This card is connected to the zodiac sign of Taurus. The Hierophant could mean a lot of different things. It's very complex. It could represent religion. It could represent philosophy. It could represent power structures, governments, corporations, things like that. When we see the Hierophant, we think of predictability, day-to-day life, things that are within the box. It's not an energy that really moves too much, right? Like it's there. In regards to relationships and connections, this could represent marriages, long-term relationships and connections, and it's there one way or another. Like this energy's in the mix. Now, as I'm sure you understand, when we get to the challenge of the Hierophant, it's stubborn, it's immovable. So whether you're dealing with a person that's very stubborn or set in their ways, I was picking this up in the other fire signs too, that some of us might be grappling with energies that are just there. They're there and they need attention for whatever reason. So we'll look at this further. I don't want to call it a challenge just yet. For some of you, it could be good. It sure can. I mean, the Hierophant's not always bad. Now, moving to the center, we have the Nine of Pentacles, a lot of similar themes with this card. So we see this lady, she's chilling there. She's in her garden. She has a bird on her hand, surrounded by these pentacles. She is just filled with blessings and abundance. It's absolutely beautiful. She's content. She's happy. For some of you, this could be a lone wolf type of energy where it's like, I'll handle it on my own, or I got this myself. I don't need backup. Whatever's going on, I'll make sure we get the resolution. So it is a card of feeling liberated in a certain sense, but it's a solo energy when we see it. Okay, so when we get to the issue, it's very similar to this Hierophant. Like, yeah, it's grounded. It could be wins, victories, blessings, abundance, of course, but she ain't moving. This Nine of Pentacles is set in its ways. It is what it is. So like, if you are going through some hard times or you are feeling stuck, like this is an energy that's not moving through quickly. So we want to look at it further for sure. And we'll touch base on this because, again, I just want to keep putting that point home that, yeah, these energies, yeah, they can be frustrating, but for the most part, they can also be really amazing. Moving to the back end, we have the Three of Pentacles. Now we're looking at the energy of other people, possibly. Three of Pentacles, you see those people, they're working together in a group. So this is a huge card dealing with career, how you earn money, what you do for a living. It could represent any group of people too. So whether it's colleagues, friends, family members, you name it. Like it's more than one, it's more than two when we have the Three of Pentacles. This could be a diligent, hardworking type of energy. So there could be a very specific thing where, like, listen, I'm dedicated to this. I want to put a lot of energy into it. That's what this card represents to me. And it's teamwork. The challenge with the Three of Pentacles, it could represent a person that is very difficult to work with, where it's like, okay, you want to work together with them, but they're not being easy to work with. For another portion of you, it could be a funky group dynamic too. So I want to dive deeper on all this, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's going on for my Saggies, please? What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that hierophant. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's go in on that hierophant. What is happening here? Let's see how the clarifiers show up. Magician, cool. All right, I do feel for a lot of you this could be a good thing showing up. All right, for a portion of you, there might be certain situations where it's like, all right, I've done what I can do. The rest is out of my hands. That's what I'm feeling intuitively here. When I see the hierophant, planted, authoritative, magician, it's like, all right, well, something's in the works, something's moving along, but there's not much you could do about it right now, right this second. So I guess it's up to you how you view it through your eyes. You can be very optimistic about this energy here in the center, because to me, there's long-lasting positivity here. It's not fly by night. It's not flaky. It's like, okay, if you could see this through, if you could solve a situation, if you could solve a problem, I mean, the effects are huge. Okay, so I do feel there could be long-term repercussions for some of the things that you're dealing with now. And if you could problem solve it, if you could work through it or figure it out, it's like, okay, this has real potential to last a very long time. But again, when I see the magician, a card of manifesting, a card of control underneath the hierophant, there's only so much you could do. So again, for a portion of Saggies out there, you might be dealing with certain situations where there's not much you can really do about it at the moment. Okay. And listen, I'm a big proponent of change and putting effort in and all that stuff. But yeah, sometimes there are situations where it's like, all right, well, I can only do what I could do. The rest is kind of like a waiting game, which is a little peculiar. Let's keep moving. So again, I guess it's depending on the lens you view your situation through. Could this turn out to be something that has long-term prosperity attached to it? Or could this just be something where it's like there's nothing I could really do about it? Could it be a problem? I mean, let's see what's up with that 9. Let's just keep moving. And I do like it. I do like the magician, but it also feels like something, it's like clamped down. What's going on that 9 of Pentacles? Let's see what's up. Still more to go. 5 Cups, cool. All right, resolution. Resolution coming in slowly. Okay, and listen, as a fire sign myself, I know we want results, we want action. What we want it now. Even if we recognize that that's not always the best trait to have, but I do see a big victory showing up here. I see a big win. When I see the 9 of Pentacles with the 5 of Cups in reverse, it's like, okay, maybe it's not so bad, or maybe I do have this. Like, I feel a victorious type of energy here, because remember, she is planted with abundance. She has everything she needs. When the 5 of Cups shows up in reverse, it's like, okay, we're moving forward, but we're moving slowly. Okay, like if this was in the upright, then I'd be like, okay, this could be a real long-lasting issue or problem. But the fact that it's in reverse, it's like, okay, went through a rough patch is over. Problem solved. It's giving me that type of vibe here in the center. At the same time, though, it's a process. It's slow. So there could be something you're dealing with where it's like, oh yeah, and we're seeing progress, not as fast as I'd like, but it's slow, steady progress. So again, I feel like there is wins and victories to be had. It's just about going through the steps. I don't know why I'm giving messages in this unique type of way, but we're going to keep going. I feel like that's a good message in the center. Let's keep going and see what's up. Let's see what that 3 of Pentacles has, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is that 3 of Pentacles here? Okay, Knight of Wands, there it is. All right, so there is a potential you could see something through quicker if you have the right help. I don't know why it's showing up like that. The Knight of Wands, that's the energy we've been thirsting for throughout this entire reading. And again, I'm speaking from a fellow fire sign point of view. The Knight of Wands, that's us right there. And it's taking action. It's making moves. It's like, okay, now I'm seeing results. And remember, with all this group type of energy, for some Saggies out there, there could be shifts in career, work, side businesses, what you do to earn money. There could be changes coming in that realm in the short term. So just keep that in mind. But when I see the 3 of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands, there is something that you can move along quicker if you have the proper assistance. Okay, so you take that for whatever it's worth, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it is a work thing, whether it's a financial thing. If you have the proper help and resources around you and you could align those things properly, you're going to move something along much quicker. To me, I feel like the end result is the same. There's a good end result here for you, but it's just about the speed at which it moves. So again, don't be afraid to call in the reinforcements if you need to. Don't be afraid to call in assistance if you feel like you need it. You don't always have to be independent, Nine of Pentacles mode, solve everything on your own. You can call in assistance if you need it. And if you have the right people on your side, the right people on your team, I mean, the results are coming. With this Knight of Wands, it's moving quick. So this is the fastest moving energy in the whole thing. So again, we have wins here. We have victories. We have resolution. But it all really depends on your team around you or the people around you as to how quick you move this along. Okay, you are who you associate with. I don't know why I'm giving that quote too. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. You are who you associate yourself with. Let's go through and do a quick recap, and we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, Saggy, I like your reading for the most part, aside from all the grounded earthiness, which can be good, I guess it depends. But in position number 1, we're starting off with the Hierophant and the Magician, controlled drip type of energy where it's like very, very slow. Now, for some of you, yeah, there could be something where if you solve it, if it's a situation or a problem, if you solve it, there's long-lasting potential where like the happiness, the results of it are going to be very long lasting. But at the same time, I'm also seeing situations or things you might be dealing with where there's not much you can really do about it at the moment. That's what I'm picking up here in the center. Into into the center, we have the Nine of Pentacles with the Five of Cups in reverse. Yeah, problem solved type of energy where it's like, okay, here we go. Now we're on the upward trek here. So there could be things improving, but very slowly. So again, take your time, go through certain processes, like don't rush it. But I feel a good result here. I feel wins. I feel victories. Onto the back end, the Three of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands. For some of you, there can be a shift or change in work, career, side business. But I do feel for a lot of you, you can get the results you want, or you can get an even better result, depending on who you build around you, the team you build around you. Because if you have proper assistance, you can move something forward much quicker. You could get the result you want much quicker. So again, I feel like it's good for the most part. So yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look at it. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, Saggy. I mean, very different for a fire sign reading, but we'll take it. Let's see what we have in the shadows for my Saggies. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get it going here. What do we got for the Saggies? Thank you. Nice and quick. Four of Swords, so it doesn't surprise me that we do have another card that is not the fastest mover. Now, the Four of Swords can represent meditation, deep state exploration of the mind, and all things like that. So for some of you, that might be something you're interested in, whether it's like lucid dreaming or dreams in general. So I'd watch your dreams when this card shows up. But this is a card of rest, right? It's taking a break. So for some of you, maybe there's something you need to take a temporary pause or temporary break from when this card is here. But it's all about not rushing something too. I like the Four of Swords because it gives people the time to regenerate and recuperate. But at the same time, this could be similar to all that earthy energy where it could represent delays and issues where something's going on longer than it needs to go. So I feel like that could be the thing. It's all about the balance and perspective when this is here, because this can be good, especially if you've been going through some wild things lately. But yeah, we're going to leave it at that, Saggy. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details. The December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.